Hey everyone, this is Michael again, and welcome to the Royal Rumble review. And of course, the Rumble this year took place from Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. And as I say, this year's Royal Rumble, as a show, I thought it was a decent show. Wasn't a great or perfect show by any means, but it was decent. The outcomes of the matches were good, even though they were predictable. So, and this show dragged on too long. It was a 7-hour show. If you watch the Kickoff show, because the Kickoff show was 2 hours. It started at 5, and the regular Rumble pay-per-view started at 7, and it didn't. And the pay-per-view wasn't over till almost midnight. So yeah, so it was a long show. This is possibly the longest Royal Rumble show in the history of the Royal Rumble shows. So, but this show had an attendance of 48,193 people who attended, as what WWE has announced, but we know WWE likes to exaggerate that because there were possibly more fans in attendance there than the 48,000 that WWE announced. Because I said, we all know they like to exaggerate the numbers, because they always announce it, during WrestleMania. When they do the announcement of the attendance at WrestleMania, there's more people there than what they told with the attendance number. So I don't believe that 48,000 people were there. There were possibly more people in attendance, like I said, than what WWE announced. So yeah, so now let's get on to the review. There was 3 matches that were on the Kickoff show, and the first match that was on the Kickoff, it was a tag team match. It was Chad Gable and Bobby Roode versus Rezar of the AOP and Scott Dawson of the Revival, and it was very weird how both Rezar and Scott Dawson were tagging with each other, and I didn't even know that possibly Dash Wilder got injured. So, because it was announced, but it was weird seeing them tag together. But to me, this match, it was a decent match. It was entertaining, and Chad Gable and Bobby Roode end up getting the win of the match. They end up hitting the neckbreaker moonsault that they do onto Scott Dawson. So Chad Gable and Bobby Roode end up winning the match. Overall, decent match. Then the second match on the Kickoff, it was Shinsuke Nakamura versus Rusev for the United States Championship. And this was another decent match. Back and forth between Nakamura and Rusev. From right here, I knew, going into this match, I knew possibly that Nakamura was going to win back the United States Championship. And towards the end of the match, you had Lana on the apron as Nakamura was trying to take off the turnbuckle, and the referee was distracted by that, and Nakamura ended up arguing with Lana. And Rusev tried to come at Nakamura, but Nakamura moved out of the way. So Rusev ended up coming in, knocking Lana off the apron. Lana ended up twisting her ankle. And that led to Nakamura hitting the Kinshasa to the back of Rusev's head, getting the pin, and win the match. So Nakamura is once again the United States champion. And pretty pointless. Pretty pointless how they put the United States Championship on Rusev, and he only held it for like maybe like 3 weeks, and then loses it to Nakamura at the Royal Rumble. I was like, why give the title? Why give the United States Championship to Rusev? I know they did it because, you know, it was his birthday. You know, he won it on his birthday, so. But yeah, but overall, Nakamura and Rusev, decent match. Then we had the 205 Live match. It was the Fatal 4-Way for the Cruiserweight Championship. Buddy Murphy versus Akira Tozawa versus Kalisto versus Hideo Itami. All 4 talented guys, all 4 talented superstars. If you guys don't watch 205 Live, definitely give it a watch. Very entertaining. Comes on Tuesday nights after SmackDown. But this match, it was very entertaining. Buddy Murphy, really enjoy him. You know, in the ring, very good in the ring, and he's doing a good job. You know, being Cruiserweight champion. Akira Tozawa, I like. He's another very entertaining superstar on 205 Live. Hideo Itami plays a good heel, and match was back and forth with them, but Buddy Murphy ended up getting the win. Ended up pinning Murphy's Law on Hideo Itami to score the win and retain the Cruiserweight Championship. So overall, the match itself, it was entertaining. It was a decent match. So those were the 3 matches that were on the Kickoff show. Now moving on to the regular match card for the Royal Rumble. And the Royal Rumble kicked off with the SmackDown Women's Championship match. It was Asuka versus Becky Lynch, and the crowd that was on the hard cam side, they were holding up signs for Becky, you know, that said "the man" on it, which I thought that was really awesome. A lot of fans there for Becky, and the match itself, you know, it was, you know, decent. Back and forth between Asuka and Becky Lynch. There was pops for the both of them. And we all knew heading into this match, you know, Asuka was going to possibly retain at the Rumble. And she actually did. Asuka ended up winning the match. Ends up retaining the SmackDown Women's Championship. She ended up getting the Asuka lock on Becky. Becky ended up tapping out. So, but you know, we all knew that. It's predictable. So Asuka ends up retaining. So, but overall, it was a decent match. It was entertaining. Then we had the SmackDown Tag Team Championships match. It was The Miz and Shane McMahon versus The Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro. Tag team match, SmackDown for SmackDown Tag Team Championships. This was an okay match, but kind of forgettable, in my opinion. The Miz and Shane, really liked them in this match. I thought they made a good tag team here. Take it down, Sheamus and Cesaro. And the Miz and Shane end up winning the match. Miz ends up hitting the skull crushing finale to Sheamus. And after that, you had Shane go to the top. Ends up hitting a really awesome shooting star press that, you know, he always does from the top. Or, you know, he does the coast to coast. But he ended up hitting the shooting star press onto Cesaro. And he ends up pinning Cesaro, and that led to him and The Miz winning the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. So there you go, your new Tag Team Champions, The Miz and Shane McMahon on SmackDown. So, but overall, the match itself, it was okay, but kind of forgettable, in my opinion. Then after that, you had the Raw Women's Championship match, Ronda Rousey versus Sasha Banks. This was an entertaining match. Ronda and Sasha did, decent here in the match. Ronda Rousey always impressive. Sasha Banks, impressive. And Ronda ended up getting the win. She ended up hitting a gut wrench powerbomb, which hit into a Piper's Pit. It was the second Piper's Pit that Ronda hit on Sasha in the match. And so Ronda went for the pin. Ronda ends up winning, still retained the Raw Women's Championship, which I knew going into this match Ronda was going to retain, because they're not going to make they're going to make Ronda possibly drop the title at WrestleMania. And from what I heard, rumors and articles going back and forth saying that Ronda, was going to be done with WWE. But who knows? Who knows with Ronda, what she's going to do. So, but it was an entertaining match. Both Ronda and Sasha gave it all they got in this match. Although it, in my opinion, killed a little bit of the hype for the match, because they had the match last week on Raw, where it was the tag team match, and we saw Ronda and Sasha go at it. I'm like, WWE couldn't wait until Sunday for the match, and they had to put them in the tag team match on Raw last week. So, but yeah, overall it was an entertaining match. Really liked it. Then after that, we had the Women's Royal Rumble. Of course, we had Beth Phoenix on commentary for the Women's Royal Rumble, which was cool. And the first person that drawed number 1 in the Women's Royal Rumble was Lacey Evans. And I'm a fan of Lacey Evans. I really enjoyed her when she was down in NXT. I really enjoy her character. Kind of an old schoolish character that she's playing, where she's where she thinks of herself as the one and only true lady of the WWE. And so, before the Women's Rumble got underway, Lacey Evans was in the ring. She ends up getting on the mic, and she says, "Tonight, we will all witness history." And she said that she is the one and only true lady in WWE, and the only reason why she is here is to clean up the entire division, the entire women's division. So she was out there. That's all she had to say. And the woman who drew number 2 was Natalya. And so it was Lacey Evans and Natalya going at it. And at number 3 was Mandy Rose. And number 4, it was Liv Morgan who came in, which Liv Morgan got eliminated in maybe 2 seconds by Natalya. Yeah, so Liv Morgan, and she was the first eliminated, Liv Morgan. And number 5, it was Mickie James. Number 6, Ember Moon, which the crowd popped for her when she came out. Number 7 was Billie Kay of the Iconics, which she didn't want to, which when she came down, she was like, "Oh, I'm not getting in the ring." She was scared to get in the ring. And at number 8, it was Nikki Cross, one of my favorites. Really enjoyed Nikki Cross. Like that psychotic side, for her character. And at number 9, it was Peyton Royce, also of the Iconics. Number 10, Tamina. Number 11, Xia Li from NXT. Number 12, it was Sarah Logan. 13, Charlotte. And once, pretty much possibly when Charlotte came out, I know all of you probably rolled your eyes. And number 14, Kairi Sane from NXT. One of my favorite women down there in NXT. I got to witness her winning the NXT championship, women's championship at TakeOver Brooklyn 4 when she defeated Shayna Baszler. And at number 15, it was Maria Kanellis. Why was she in this match? Why was she in this Women's Rumble? Number 16 was Naomi. And Naomi ended up getting eliminated by Mandy Rose because, if you remember last year, Naomi ended up walking the barricade. She ended up jumping back into the ring in last year's Rumble, which this year, she did the same, but when she ended up getting up onto the steps to try to go back to the ring, Mandy Rose ended up taking her foot, one of Naomi's foot, and Naomi ended up getting eliminated by that, just by Mandy Rose. And 17, of course, was the wife to Johnny Gargano, Candice LeRae. And really like seeing Candice there. I really like Candice also. She's awesome. She has put on some really entertaining matches in NXT. Sad that almost 2 weeks ago, when Johnny Gargano was at the Evolve show, it was sad to see that she wasn't there, but she ended up coming for the Queen's show the next night, because my friend ended up getting a pick with both Gargano and Candice. But she did decent in this Rumble. And at 18, it was Alicia Fox. 19, Casey Canizaro from NXT. 20, it was Zelina Vega. Which the thing with Zelina Vega was she ended up hiding underneath the ring. And shockingly, Hornswoggle was underneath the ring. And he ended up chasing Zelina Vega. And Zelina ended up getting back into the ring, only to get eliminated. And Hornswoggle then started chasing Zelina to the back, which was funny. So yeah, so we got a little cameo appearance from Hornswoggle here. And 21, it was Ruby Riott, and Ruby came out, of course, with Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan. Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan were taken down and eliminated some of the women there. And 22, it was Dana Brooke. 23, Io Shirai from NXT. She also won the Mae Young Classic. And number 24 was Rhea Ripley from NXT UK. She was the first ever NXT UK Women's Champion. She ended up losing the NXT UK Women's Championship at their first ever takeover, which was in Blackpool. Toni Storm ended up defeating Rhea Ripley, and Toni Storm is now the second NXT UK Women's Champion. The second woman to hold the NXT UK Women's Championship. So Rhea Ripley was 24. 25 was Sonya Deville. 26 was Alexa Bliss. 27 was Bayley, which she did decent here in the Rumble. 28 was Lana, and Lana ended up coming out, and her ankle was bandaged after what happened earlier in the Kickoff show. And 29, it was Nia Jax, and 30 was, of course, Carmella, because the winners of the Mixed Match Challenge, which was Carmella and R-Truth, they got the number 30 spot. But for Lana, she was moving slowly to come to the ring to get into the Rumble, but Becky Lynch ended up coming out, and she was talking to Finley there, and she was telling, let me be in the Rumble match, which we all knew that Becky was going to enter the Rumble. So Becky ended up entering the Rumble at number 28 to replace Lana. And this women's Royal Rumble, to me, it was okay, but it wasn't as good as last year's women's Rumble, where we had legends, some of the legends come in, like Lita and Trish and Molly Holly, Jacqueline. I like that we got some of the NXT women here, but to me, I enjoyed last year's women's Rumble much better. That's just me. But in the end, it came down to Charlotte and Becky Lynch, and Becky ended up eliminating Charlotte. So Becky wins the Women's Royal Rumble, which is predictable. We all knew it was going to happen. So Becky Lynch is going to be in the main event at WrestleMania. So, but overall, happy for Becky, even though it was predictable and we all knew that she was going to win it. And number 29, Nia Jax ended up coming. She ended up eliminating some of the women there. Forgot to mention that. But yeah. And so after the women's Rumble, we had Daniel Bryan versus AJ Styles for the WWE Championship. And really enjoying this feud between Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles. Daniel Bryan, really impressive of him portraying as a heel character. And I'm just really enjoying this Daniel Bryan, this heel Daniel Bryan. It's just very interesting. I know a lot of people say, oh, they're kind of a lot of people are looking, liking this Daniel Bryan. So, but Daniel Bryan ended up winning the match because Eric Rowan ended up returning. He was dressed in like a shirt, and he ended up choke slamming AJ Styles in the match. So that eventually led to Daniel Bryan pinning AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan retaining the WWE Championship. So, but this was weird. It was weird seeing Eric Rowan come out and help Daniel Bryan. I guess the Bludgeon Brothers are another failed attempt idea that WWE had. I mean, Luke Harper is still injured, still recovering from his injury. From what I read in an article, they said that he was training at the Performance Center. So, but I don't know if they're placing Eric Rowan for just for this moment with Daniel Bryan. Then when Harper comes back, they're going to be the Bludgeon Brothers again. Who knows? But it was weird seeing Eric Rowan come back and help Daniel Bryan. But after the match, you had Eric Rowan. He ended up holding up AJ Styles, and it led to Daniel Bryan hitting his flying knee to Styles. So, but overall, it was a decent match. But to me, the crowd for this match, the crowd was really like sort of like silent in parts of the match, in my opinion. Then we had Brock Lesnar versus Finn Balor for the Universal Championship. Finn Balor went on to say before this match, because a lot of people, including me, wanted to see him come out as the Demon, as the Demon King. But unfortunately, Balor shot that down, saying that the Demon wasn't going to appear at the Royal Rumble, which disappointed me. And I was like, oh, so Balor goes on to say that the Demon's not going to be, portrayed at the Rumble. And from right there, I knew Brock Lesnar was going to retain. And that's basically what happened. Before the match, when the match got underway, Balor ended up going at Lesnar, trying to take down Lesnar and weaken him. But Lesnar, he ended up hitting his suplexes. Finn Balor actually got the coup de grace on Lesnar, which I thought, that was going to be it. But Balor went for the pin. Lesnar ended up kicking out of it. And so Brock Lesnar ended up retaining the title. He ended up pinning the Kimura lock on Balor. And Brock Lesnar ended up retaining. So that's what happened. And then after the match, Lesnar was just doing suplexes to Balor. Ends up hitting the F5 to Balor. So that was basically what happened after the match. But overall, it was okay match between them. Then we had the main event, which of course was the men's Royal Rumble match. And the superstar who drew number 1 in the men's Royal Rumble was none other than Elias. Man. So Elias was there, and he was talking, doing his shtick. And the superstar that drew number 2 was none other than WWE Hall of Famer JEFFJARRET. That's right, Jeff Jarrett. WWE Hall of Famer Jeff Jarrett drew number 2. And it was cool seeing Jeff Jarrett there and Elias in the ring. And, they were both, talking. So, pretty much it dragged, a little bit, made the men's Rumble match, longer. And Elias was the first to strike Jeff Jarrett. And Elias ended up eliminating Jeff Jarrett. Threw Jarrett over the top rope. So, and then at number 3 was Shinsuke Nakamura. Number 4, Kurt Angle. It's cool to see Kurt Angle in the Rumble, but we all know how Kurt Angle is in the ring nowadays, where he's moving a little slow. And number 5, it was Big E. Number 6 was a surprise to me, Johnny Gargano. Really cool to see him. Really was cool to see him in the Rumble match. Because now, he won the night before the Rumble. Johnny Gargano at TakeOver Phoenix, NXT TakeOver Phoenix, he won the North American Championship, the NXT North American Championship, by defeating Ricochet, which that was one of the best matches of the night, in my opinion. So yeah, so Johnny Gargano was number 6. Really impressive job that he did in the men's Rumble. Number 7 was Jinder Mahal. Who cares? Number 8 was Samoa Joe. Number 9 was Kurt Hawkins, another who cares, who's entry in the men's rumble. Number 10 was Seth Rollins, and when Seth Rollins came out, everybody popped for that, and the rumble match, pretty much picked up from there. Number 11 was Titus O'Neil, and yes, Titus didn't do his slide that he did from what happened at the Greatest Royal Rumble, what we saw at the Greatest Royal Rumble, where as he was making his way to the ring, he slid underneath the ring. And Kurt Hawkins was hiding underneath the ring. Titus ended up going underneath it. And eventually, Titus ended up, Kurt Hawkins ended up eliminating Titus from the Rumble. And then Joe comes in, eliminates Kurt Hawkins. But yeah, number 12, it was Kofi Kingston. Number 13, Mustafa Ali. Really awesome to see Mustafa in there. His first ever Royal Rumble match. Number 14 was Dean Ambrose. 15, No Way Jose, which No Way Jose pretty much made a record for an elimination, because he ended up getting eliminated by Samoa Joe in like 2 seconds. So yeah, so that's a record for No Way Jose. Number 16 was Drew McIntyre. 17, Xavier Woods. 18 was Pete Dunne, the Bruiserweight, who's been holding the NXT United Kingdom Championship for, I think, 607 days. Maybe wrong on that, but he's been holding the NXT United Kingdom champion, or the WWE United Kingdom Championship. Excuse me for that. The WWE United Kingdom Championship for like 600 and something days. So that's really impressive for Pete Dunne, and he's impressive in the ring. I really enjoyed Pete Dunne in the ring. Just a very talented superstar. And I like how the way he bends back his opponent's fingers, which that's really crazy. And at number 19, it was Andrade Cien Almas. Number 20, Apollo Crews. 21 was Aleister Black from NXT. Really, I'm a fan of Aleister Black. Number 22 was Shelton Benjamin. Number 23 was Baron Corbin, another superstar that I'm like, we don't care about. Number 24 was Jeff Hardy. 25 was Rey Mysterio. Number 26 was Bobby Lashley, which Bobby Lashley, when he entered the match, he went right to Seth Rollins. He was trying to eliminate Seth, but Seth ended up ducking. Bobby Lashley went over the top rope. He was hanging onto the apron. He was on the apron. He was holding on to the ring rope, and he just slips off the apron. Like his hand slipped off of the ring rope, and he ended up getting eliminated. And so he ended up going after Seth Rollins. He pulled Seth Rollins from the bottom rope, and Lio Rush was just destroying the announce table, and pretty much basically Lashley and Lio were pissed off, and it led to Lashley getting on the top of the announce table. He had Seth Rollins there. He ends up dropping Seth Rollins through the announce table. Seth Rollins was basically out there from being put through the announce table, and right from there, we all knew that Seth was going to win the men's rumble, because he was out of the rumble, passed out there for basically maybe like 15-20 20 minutes. Yeah, so at number 27, it was Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman was replacing John Cena because Cena has an injury. So Braun Strowman was Cena's replacement. And at number 28, it was Dolph Ziggler, which I was shocked because there was an article saying that, oh, Dolph Ziggler is done with WWE. He hasn't even re-signed the contract with WWE. And there was rumors saying that he could possibly go to AEW. He could possibly sign with AEW. But I guess those rumors in the articles possibly weren't true because Dolph Ziggler competed in the Rumble. And at number 29, it was Randy Orton. And at number 30, it was R-Truth. And what was really weird here is when R-Truth came out and he made his entrance and he was doing the whole, what's up? Nia Jax ends up coming out and she ends up taking down R-Truth. So basically, she enters the men's Rumble, which was kind of crazy. And at first when I saw it, when I watched it last night, I'm like, oh, this is stupid. Why is Nia in the men's Rumble? And after thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? This might give WWE a chance for them to bring back or do intergender matches. So I think that's what WWE is trying to do. They're trying to bring back intergender matches because the Mixed Match Challenge, is popular. So, but yeah, it was Nia Jax was there. She ended up taking down Randy Orton and the others. I think Rey Mysterio ended up hitting the 619 on Nia, and then Orton ended up hitting the RKO on Nia, and they ended up eliminating her. And then it came down at the end of the match. It came down to Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman, and it looked like that Braun Strowman was going to still be in this match, but Seth Rollins ended up eliminating Braun Strowman, and Seth Rollins ends up winning the men's Royal Rumble, which we all knew was predictable. Before the Rumble, we all knew that Seth Rollins was possibly going to win the men's Rumble. My pick was Drew McIntyre and also Seth Rollins. But if I had to choose one, it would have to have been Drew McIntyre. But McIntyre ended up getting eliminated. But Seth Rollins really liked that. The crowd really popped for him. And now we're gonna get everybody after the Rumble. Now you know how the superstars, they end up pointing to the WrestleMania sign, which we're gonna get a whole lot of heading into WrestleMania or before WrestleMania, because we all know there's that one superstar that when they mention WrestleMania, they're gonna end up pointing to the WrestleMania sign, and we're gonna get that. But Seth Rollins win the men's Rumble. It was pretty awesome, and the men's Rumble itself I thought was decent. Really liked it. Even though the only legend that we had in this match was Jeff Jarrett, and the rest were all like NXT superstars like Gargano, Aleister Black, Pete Dunne from NXT UK. But overall, it was a decent, enjoyable men's Rumble. And one thing I forgot to mention, which was a botch that happened in the Chad Gable, Bobby Roode, Rezar, Scott Dawson tag team match on the Kickoff show, When Chad Gable and Bobby Roode were walking out, the cameraman was focusing on them. The cameraman ends up tripping and falling, which I laughed at that. I don't know if any of you caught it, but that was pretty fun. That was a pretty funny botch. So, but overall, the Royal Rumble as a show, like I said, it was a decent show. Not great or perfect. Kind of, dragged on for so long. It was like a 7-hour show. It didn't end till almost midnight. So, but yeah, hope you all enjoyed this review. That's it for my review of this year's Royal Rumble. Thank you all for watching. And be sure to give this video a thumbs up, comment, subscribe. And I will see you all later tonight for the Monday Night Raw review. It's going to be the aftermath of the Royal Rumble. So, yes, I'll see you all later tonight for the Raw review.